Hi, everybody.
So before we get into the business side of things, I'd like to ask a bit about you.
Well, my maiden name is Nkhosi. That's where the brand name Khosi Nkhosi comes from. Both of my parents are very well educated, and they really did promote getting your education boxes ticked off. Make sure that you don't, my dad used to say this, "Ungafi njengenja," which in translation, don't die like a dog. Have something that you can fall back on. So I studied fashion, and in me studying fashion, I got quite a lot of kickbacks from cousins. Like, fashion? Why are you studying fashion? That's so stupid. Wow, your own family, you know what I mean? But my dad was very, very supportive. Very, very supportive. So he said to me, if you have a dream, just follow it. You know yourself, and the most important thing is your work ethic.
What inspired this? What inspired Khosi Nkhosi?
While I was in fashion school, I studied at Lysof, which is a very fantastic school. And there are some students who are third-year students. I was in my first year. They heard my name called by a teacher, and one of the students there was like, "Khosi Nkhosi, yo, that's so catchy. You should make a brand out of it, girl." I'm like, we're here now. Second thing, so my dad was a very dapper dresser. Yeah, see, I used to look at him, I'm like, man, like the way he would put his clothing together, and keeping in mind, okay, he works in a corporate environment, but the way he used to style himself, I just thought to myself, I have to be in fashion somehow. And that's why I started off in menswear, because it was just, my dad was like the pinnacle inspiration for me. I feel like I carry him with me everywhere I go. I think it's very important you need to have a why. You need to have something that drives you. What is it? Whether it's a relative who was very close to you that passed, and something that's pushing you, whether it's your children or you want to change a certain perception about anything, you need to have something that drives you. So right now, his memory for me must continue.
So you started this idea with all the support and having studied fashion as your background. Then when does it start growing? What did you have to do for it to start growing? Because I'm sure that the first few months, first years were really difficult.
Yeah.
So maybe share a bit about those difficult first years and then what you did to help it grow.
Okay. So this brand was actually co-founded. So when I say co-founding, I was still in my first year. I met my boyfriend then, husband now, and he was coming from a marketing background. So he studied marketing. So I studied fashion. Tabo, his name, he was like, you know what, you need to have a business plan, let's do this. What is the brand name? Oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe Khosi Nkhosi. Okay, let's do it. Khosi Nkhosi, what do you stand for? What is this brand about? So we need to narrow it down. It's for women. Strong, modern, African, classy women that loves and takes care of themselves, you know, and making sure that even the price point of the brand is at an affordable price point. So Tabo made sure that this brand needs to be like a sugar brand. Every single household has sugar. So if you cannot get Khosi Nkhosi, everyone must have at least one item of Khosi Nkhosi in their wardrobe. So let's price it in a good way. And for the first year or so, our sales were very lukewarm. So it just kind of felt like that is where we went wrong. There was no differentiating factor. There was no X factor. There was no aromat in the brand Khosi Nkhosi at the time. We discovered that we've been playing a role that is not ours. We've been wearing a mask. So let's take this mask off and let's show the people who we are. We are African first. So even with myself, if I attend a traditional wedding, what am I wearing? You know, and the fashion for the Makotis is it's big. There's nothing fitted, there's nothing sexy but respectable. So we went that route. We took traditional and we ran with it. We ran with it to such an extent where we were the first brand to introduce a duk with a garment. And then we just saw a ripple effect in retail. Now, other retail chains were doing the same thing. And it was a brilliant thing to see that, okay, you can also be a pioneer just by focusing on who you are and celebrating who you are. Because at the end of the day, you need to be able to differentiate yourself. So yeah, that was the biggest challenge that we faced. And COVID also hit. And people aren't going to weddings. Everything is closed. What was supposed to happen? And our core business is to sell to a woman who is going to go and vitiza outside to any event. Yeah. So we couldn't do that. But at that time, the best thing that we could have done was do masks. And we ran with masks. We priced them well. They were enticing. They were sexy. It was incredible. Like we had the YDE had closed the online shopping. So we requested to Michael Mark, the CEO, to start the engine back again so that we can sell masks online. And they heard our cry and they did just that for us. And wow, it was incredible, where we would sell out literally in an hour. In an hour. And all that it is, it's product, it's placement, it's price. So once you get those things done, and your marketing is also key. It's so key. You cannot have a product and not be able to market it. But for the most part, we made a decision to not have our faces out there. Yeah. And the reason why we chose to not have our faces shown was because we wanted the brand to be able to define itself. What is Khosi Nkhosi? When a person hears the brand name Khosi Nkhosi, what do they think of? I don't want them to think, oh, it's that lady with the dreadlocks. Because already you're classing me, you're boxing me. You know, the brand should be, oh my word, I once went to a wedding. I look better than the bride. And this was the brand. That is what we're trying to evoke, the emotion that we're trying to evoke. We always say that this brand, it attracts compliments and stares.
When you were looking for financing or scaling up financing, what are some of the things that you really, really thought about or found valuable that you'd like to share with us?
It was mostly about how are you going to make this money back? That's the main thing. How are you going to make it back? You can easily go to the bank. They award you maybe 3 million. You're going to have to pay it back. How are you going to make it back? So then you have to look back. Okay, so I've got a product. Who am I selling this product to? How much is it? Where are we selling it to? So when we started, family is always the perfect bank, right? When you start, it's the perfect bank because there's no interest. Ne? So my father was involved. My older brother was involved in the initial financing of the financing. Yes. Then obviously had to pay it back. Yo, guys.
There's nothing worse than living with someone that you owe.
Exactly. So, and then when the business had to turn around, Tabo's mom and dad assisted us a great deal. And obviously we had to pay that back. But we took that money and we ran with it. And making sure that every single cent is accounted for. We're not out at restaurants posing, oh, it's fashion, it's the bold and the beautiful, we're having mimosas. We are on the grind, on the hustle. What are customers looking for? What do they want? Listening to the customers when they inbox us. Okay, boss lady, that's how we refer to our customers. Boss lady, how can we help you today? Oh, I'm getting married, I need this. Then you start seeing trends in your own customers. And the quicker that you respond to your customers, guys, customer is king. If you listen to your customer, your job is done. Your job is completely done, and you will be set for the longest time because they communicate and they're honest. They are honest, and they are honest about their price point. They're honest about your product. Don't give them a badly made product, because the customer of now is not stupid. The customer of now is well traveled, is well educated. They attend different functions, different events, so they are well in the know. So it's very crucial to make sure that your customer, you put them up there. So the only reason why this brand is where it is because of our customers.
How do you balance this idea of having to have a vision and a strategy and, all these other things that are not the operations of the business?
Yes.
How do you balance being able to do those or have those and then also on the side run the actual business?
Okay. So I'll start it from, I am a mother of two. Recently, I had a baby, so she is now 6 months. And listen, the business, if you're not there, what happens? You need to be there.
Yeah.
You need to be there. So I wear the hat. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a quality control. I'm a customer liaison, accountant, bookkeeper. So in the business, you need to be able to know everything that is happening in your business, so that when one leg breaks, you know that, okay, that one we just need to lift it here, then we're sorted. So it literally is a vehicle. You are the vehicle. The biggest thing that I learned in trading is your work ethic. Answer your emails, answer your phone call. Even if it's like, oh, this customer, answer it. Even if you don't know what to say to that customer, just answer. And don't lie to your customer, because they're not dumb. If you can't make the deadline, communicate. That's another word. It's a very key word. Communicate. If you can't make your deadline, communicate to the customer. They'll respect you more. And they will come back and support you more. Word of mouth, that works. It works. So if you, as a business, you ruin your reputation from one customer, you don't know who that customer is. You don't know the people they know, and word gets around, and things are tougher for us as young entrepreneurs. I'm not going to say black, because we've passed that. It's not. If you put color out of the equation, it's tough being a young entrepreneur, period. So if you are not going to put in the work, put in the sacrifice, you cannot be sleeping.
The line for me at the moment is, don't sleep on yourself.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Don't sleep on yourself.
Yeah.
Treat your company, your brand, yourself in the way that you would actually want to be treated as a customer.
It's so important to treat each one as a queen, as a king, because how you make them feel is what will make your business. So if you put the customer in the center, then you need to be building a house around your customer. Build a house around your customer. What are those things that make your customer feel at home? Your customer needs to feel at home. So, okay, I'll refer to the brand Khosi Nkhosi. So, it's a young woman, possibly engaged, possibly has a child. She wants to stand out everywhere she goes. So what am I doing to talk to her? We have celebrities. We'll give celebrities clothing. So she's like, oh, Bonang wore something from Khosi Nkhosi. Oh, Nomzamo wore something from Khosi Nkhosi. Zizobeta, oh, I see a bit of myself in there. Oh, my word, okay, Lalela. Oh, Miss South Africa. Partner with Miss South Africa organization. She's like, wow, this brand is reputable. This brand really does the work.
Over the last 15 years, there's been such a massive change in digital and the adoption of digital. How has that played a role for you in this last part?
Without digital, the brand would have really not had such strong legs. I look at this brand as a really, really strong dark horse. And those legs have been the digital. I mean, we are living in a digital age right now. So everything that we do, you have to be posting it. You have to be uploading a video, because now our consumers no longer enticed by a picture. They want to see visuals, like a video. If you're going to sell this top to me, that's what they want to see. Yeah. And you have to provide that for your customer. And sometimes you won't go wrong by bringing in celebrities. I pestered celebrities.
Is that how it happened?
Pestered them. And even though at the time, obviously we can't pay you your rate, but it's that thing like, whatever it is, when you need a dress, you need anything, we will show up for you. And we'll do exactly that. But it's a barter system. They need clothing.
You need
it's
advertising.
It's perfect.
We sometimes are hesitant to put ourselves out there because we think, oh, the whole world is going to see me.
Yeah.
But there's someone who's looking for you.
We used to use our models as the ambassadors. I'm not going to be wearing the brand because I'm wasting a product. I'm getting high on my own supply. I need to sit at the back and make sure that this product is shining as brightly as possible. How am I going to make sure that it's shining bright if I'm also there competing for the spotlight?
Yeah.
So most of the time, we'd always be backstage. We'd always be running things from the back to be able to have a full view, a clear view of what the customer is seeing. Is the customer liking this? And then when something happens, we're like, like we're also just getting excited, like, okay, this is actually working. And we're also getting to have the same reaction as the customer. So when it's a fashion week, we'll never come out.
Yeah.
And we used to fight with the producers because it's like, what is the point of a fashion show? At the end, the designer must come out. We're like, no, it's not going to happen. This brand needs to define itself. But also, I came out mostly on the project of the Miss South Africa organization when they were like, guys, Khosi Nkhosi, would you like to be a judge? I'm like, me? Me? Like, really? Like, there's nothing fancy about me. I'm just a person who's there in the back. Then I realized, self-talk. Self-talk. Yep. Don't sleep on yourself. You know what? They chose you for a reason. So go out there and slay. You know, and us being part of the Miss South Africa, we've been working with them for 6 years. And it's been such a fruitful collaboration for marketing as well. Because you're also selling. All those ladies that are wearing those clothes, they are advertising the brand. Finish and clar. Advertising, advertising, advertising. We don't have to pay for it. They are there. They are competing. They've got their makeup on. I mean, guys, really. It's the perfect platform. So whatever it is, try put yourself in the space where you are able to collaborate with companies or brands, and you put your product forward. Pester them, because if you don't, who will?
That's awesome. Don't sleep on yourself.
Don't.
If you haven't got anything written down, write that down. When you look at South Africa and you look at the small business space, what excites you? What's that vision that you see for small businesses in South Africa?
It's ideas. The things that you grow up with. You take the inspiration from where you grew up. We've got so many educated youngsters that just have absolutely nothing to do. You know, you can drive right now to the township, and there's so many people they're just chilling. But there's work to do, you know. And when I was in school, I used to bake and sell. And I'd pester people. I'm like, guys, you owe me 5 rand. But I'd pester. And this thing, it's deep-seated. You need to be passionate about whatever it is that you're doing. Because without the passion, no one's going to see any excitement to even come and take out any cent to your business. So your passion is very important as well. Yeah.
What would you like to see change? What could change in South Africa to help realize this vision?
Support each other. Just support each other. Don't bring each other down. Don't say, oh, Matsidiso's her business, she got it because she's got an older man who's funding it. Like, so what? So what? She's starting a business. She's trying to create employment. Support each other. Don't talk ill about another person's business, because you don't know who's listening, and then it will come back to you. There is such a thing such as karma. Protect your karma. Promote other people's businesses. So don't take it lightly when you refer someone to someone else's business. It will go a long way for you, yourself. And then you're just creating this culture of we're building each other. Because we know, it's a typical thing that's been said, that we don't build each other enough. We don't support each other enough. We just bring each other down. But what kind of a world would it look like if we keep supporting each other? Tell me what your business is. Let me see how I can plug you, you know, so.
And don't let fear stop you.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. So now that I've asked a lot of questions, we'd like to open it up to the audience to hear what they have to say and ask some questions of you as well.
Okay, awesome.
I want you to take us back to the days when it was tough.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that one?
You need to have patience. You need to have patience. That time when it was tough, you can't really express yourself to your family members because they're judgmental. You can't express yourself to your friends because they're judgmental. Or at least you'll think, you make the assumption that they'll be judgmental. But when it's tough, eh? And no one understands your pain but you. And then it also impacts on your relationships, your partners as well. Because now, if there's no income that's coming in, you guys will end up fighting. It happens. But you need to be patient, because with every single storm, there is a silver lining. And it's the most typical phrase ever, but it is the truth. You will not suffer forever. Plenty of time I thought to myself, well, you know what, maybe working isn't a bad option. At least I'll have a set salary. I don't have to think about, I need to pay this, I need to pay that. But if you're not making that income to be able to cover all these things, you know, so I've thought of going the employee route, but at the end of the day, I thought to myself, I need to be true to who I am, and I'm a leader. I'm not sleeping on myself. I'm not going to say, oh, but I think I am a leader. I am a leader. Finish. And no one can take that away from me, you know. And when you start stepping into your power, and you start saying, this is me, this is Kabelo, I run this, this is my business, and this is going to be a multi-million or multi-billion rand worth business. That kind of a self-talk. Even if you're lying to yourself, goodness, I've lied to myself plenty of times, but I'm here because of it.
True.
So that's what I can say.
Yeah. So we have time for one more question.
2 questions. Firstly, can you be my model? Because you like doing it like so flawlessly, I can already see it. And then secondly, you touched a lot on the brand. How do you live the brand without being the face of the business? Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that, Chilidze. Can you imagine a model? I might just be there, right? Sure.
You deliberately went the face of your brand, so I feel like that opens you up to being a model for a lot of different brands.
But such a brilliant question. So, without you having to be the face of the brand, you need to have obviously an employee or an ambassador, someone who is the face of the company. So, obviously, you will have to be there because it's your vision, it's your baby. You need to be able to when it's crying, you need to know, like, oh, shame, it's hungry, or it's got a wet nappy. It's your baby. But now you're handing it over to a nanny. And that nanny is the one that's nurturing the baby and guiding and protecting. But you are watching over them, both. That nanny better take care of your baby, or else the poppers will dance. So it's better me giving you an example so that you can get to understand how to do it. Because if you're constantly there, the baby every single time will be like, Mommy, I want mommy, I want mommy, I want mommy. Chilidze, where are you? You can't be everywhere. Because you're wearing so many hats. You need to be able to take a step back and see where people need to, it's a chessboard. You need to be able to take a step back and move pieces from afar. But there's no manual to running a business, the same way as there's no manual to raising a baby. It really is trial and error. We all don't know what we're doing. But we just take a risk and we hope for the best. And you just show up every single time. And you watch over those nannies that are taking care of your baby. If one has one foot out of line, you let them go. You let people go. Let people go. Anyone who's hindering on your vision, you let them go. Because your baby is the one that comes first. So...
So, thank you, firstly. This has been amazing. I think I've learned a lot, and I'm hearing the questions, and it sounds like there's a lot more interest as well. There's modeling contracts on the table as well. But I think it's really important that we have spaces like this to be able to share.
Most definitely.
We keep a lot of these things inside and try and sort it out on our own, but it's really important that we're able to get some wisdom and share some wisdom, and also for you to ask questions as an audience. So thank you very much.
No,
It's been amazing. Ke a leboha.
Thank you.